Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. It is time for another Eagle Moss shipment and a bit of a story. My last box, the two ships I got, one of them was the Enterprise C, and it had a paint smear along the side. Now around the same time I got a card in the mail that said my Deep Space Nine special was on its way. It was coming soon. And I didn't need to do anything. If I wanted to cancel, I had to call. Well, the thing is, I've gotten Deep Space Nine. I've got it several months, if not a year back. I've also got the 2009 movie Enterprise and The Vengeance. So I called the number. Now, recently, well, I don't know how recent, but I'm in the U.S. I'm a U.S. subscriber. We now have our own call center. We no longer call the number that takes us to whatever call center we were being taken to in England. I say England because everybody had a British accent. Wonderful customer service, never had a complaint. It was fun talking to those people. But now we have our own call center. So I called the number on the card and was told I needed to call the US number or something like that. I can't remember. There were 2 or 3 different reasons for calling. But I eventually got a hold of the U.S. customer service number, and it was a different experience. I told them, hey, I've got this card for the Deep Space Nine issue. I've already got it. What's going on? And I was told that there's been some issues since they've transferred everything to the U.S., that apparently it's reset the system, and these cards are going out to people that already have them, so they would go ahead and cancel it. And I was told that I might get more in the future for the next ships that I already have. Just please call and cancel those. Just fine. But there was something else that happened during that call I really don't want to get into. But there was a bit of an issue, and it was very disappointing. And I needed to call back. Well, then I noticed his paint streak. It was around the same time. So I emailed, or actually I sent a message on the Eagle Moss Facebook page, the Star Trek Starship Facebook page, which is how I've been communicating with them. They asked to send pictures, or asked me to send pictures. No problem. I had taken pictures. I sent them pictures on the messenger thing. Then I was told, you are now you're a US subscriber. You know how you have your own call center. You'll need to call them. I didn't want to call them. After the experience I had with this person, I was very anxious about calling again because of the way I was made to feel. Again, I don't want to dive into it, but I sent a long email to the customer service email, and I explained what had happened, that I had gotten a ship with an issue and that I would like another, and I sent in pictures, and I said that I was told I have to call the call center, which I really don't want to do, and here's why. And I explained the issue. So I waited a little while, and it was about a little over a week, and I still hadn't gotten a response. And I called the US number, reluctantly, and got a very friendly person. Not to say the one before wasn't friendly, just some of the way they handled things. And I explained to this person what's going on. I have this ship. It's got a paint streak. I've sent in an email. I've also had some other issues. I haven't got a response. They apologized, said that we are unfortunately behind on emails, and took care of it. She apparently was able to find my email, and she saw the picture. She said, "This is really good. You sent pictures. That's great. We will certainly send you another one." And I apologize. So the next day or two, I got a response to the email, and it addressed my concerns. Somewhat, well, they addressed my concerns, and I was appreciative of that. There was just an issue how the individual handled one certain thing. It was not horrible, but it was unnecessary and a little bothersome. And they apologized and said, these questions shouldn't have been asked, and that they would, make it a point to not let that happen again, to tell their customer service reps, we need not let this happen. There are just certain questions you shouldn't ask. Or however, they're going to deal with it. They understood my concerns and apologized for the incident and offered me a. They made me an offer for something. Again, I don't want to get into the details. It was we know this isn't going to make up for what had happened, but as a thank you for being a customer, we're going to do this. I was like, well, that's wonderful. Wasn't expecting it. I just wanted these concerns addressed, and I wanted to feel comfortable that I could call this call center again and not have that happen again. And I do. They addressed my concerns. It was a little slow. I do feel better about it now. I believe this is the Enterprise C that they have sent me a replacement for. But I just kind of want to remark on that because I do like to occasionally make videos on their customer service. The customer service has always been great. This was one hiccup. And it sadly seems to relate to them having transferred the accounts to the U.S., the country in which I live. And they dropped the ball in one area. It's disappointing, but hopefully a situation that will be avoided in the future for others. And they've made me feel more comfortable about everything. So in the end, with this one exception, with this one individual, the customer service has been great. But I wanted to share that before I open this because I do like to talk about their customer service being great. I've never had a problem getting a replacement ship, which I've had some unfortunate ships. I've had 2 or 3 paint smudges. I've had ships that had broken pieces, and I've never had a problem getting a replacement. And I really didn't have a problem this time. It was just a matter of, the numbers I was accustomed, or the emails and messages I was accustomed to sending have changed because they've sent the customer service here to the U.S., which is, probably a great and reasonable idea. And then I just happen to have one somewhat negative experience that rubbed me the wrong way. But in the end, things are good. Continuing to get my ships. I believe this is the Enterprise C. I haven't opened it. I do like to open these on camera, not just for anybody who wants to view it, but just in case there's a problem, I have it on camera out of the box. I say I think this is the Enterprise C because today I got an email saying they're sending me my next 2 ships, which is a little sooner than I expected. I don't think this is those. It seems a bit lightweight, but here we go. Let's open up. See what's what, where it's at. And another voucher for Virgin Wines and whatever, and their replacement ship. The only other thing in here is the bubbles and the little form for the order. There is no magazine, which I'm fine with. I didn't have a problem with the magazine. I had a problem with the ship. Previously, they had to send them out in pairs. It would appear that they've rectified that. I'm fine with that. I don't want, how should I put this? I don't want them to run themselves broke and not be able to continue. I want them to be able to continue to make these ships and keep the collection going because I am enjoying it. So, here we have my replacement Enterprise C. Let's take a look at it and see, hopefully there is no streak. And there does not appear to be. This one appears just fine. And that's great. Nice and solid, and everything seems to be pretty well straight. Excellent. frequently don't go into or I never really go into the magazines because I'm always interested in the ships, but I have noticed as time goes on there seemed to be an increase in spelling errors or punctuation or basically insufficient proofreading. I did find reading about this very interesting. I did not realize it had a shuttle bay in the saucer section, which really doesn't show up well here on this. It was interesting to see how they had a midway design, but they went slightly different. They went with this rounded saucer because it was easier to and cheaper to build the model for the series than to make one that was kind of oblong. So in some ways this is an in-between, in some ways it's a compromise for the budgets. So, whatever, I like it. It's an interesting ship. Glad to have it in my collection. Glad that I've got one without a streak now. Glad that the customer service was able to come through. I can basically, I'm not even going to bother putting it on the stand here. I'm going to take it up to my shelf and just pull the old one off and put this on there and stick it away in the box for now. But yeah, as they say. So thank you for watching. Just a little bit of update on the customer service and just a little update on the customer service and especially how it relates to the US subscribers, because I know there's other people out there doing this that are opening these up on camera and making videos, and that's great and I watch them, but everybody that I'm subscribed to or watch is somewhere in the UK. So I've been doing this in part to keep an eye out for any differences, and this is definitely one. We have our own call center now. There's been some hiccups along the way, which seems to kind of be a thing with Eagle Moss. Hiccups. But in the end, I'm getting my ships, and I'm enjoying it. I'm a little patient, unlike some people. Probably shouldn't have said that. But there you go. Thank you for watching. Questions or comments, please leave them down below. And keep on keeping on.